Okay, Croatia-Albania has finished 2-2 in Hamburg. Thriller of a game. The last 5 minutes was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Both sides going hammer and tongs for the win right up until the final whistle. Albania were the best side in the first half. Croatia were woeful, much like they were against Spain. They were not at the races. Laci with the goal after 11 minutes in the first half. Levakovic has made an absolute pig's ear of trying to keep that out of the net. Again, some very questionable goalkeeping in another match in this tournament. Albania were ripping Croatia to pieces. Should have had more goals. Levakovic redeems himself with some good saves. Croatia was slow, lethargic, and just overcomplicating things. Too many passes, all in front of Albania. Albania, 3-4 passes per attack on average, quick. They were willing to run the ball, runs off the ball, and just run at the defenders. Croatia, very high line, exposing both their centre-backs, wing-backs too far forward, and when the ball got turned over, they just looked very, very exposed. They were terrible in the first half. Albania should have been in 2-3 up by half-time, but it was 1-0, and that's a dangerous scoreline. Croatia, at half-time, make changes, besiege the Albanian goal, except they're wasting so many chances. How many more chances do they want to waste? Strakoja's had a very good game, pulled off some very, very good saves as well, but Croatia very wasteful. You're thinking this is going to be the ultimate smash and grab, very similar to Slovakia-Belgium. And then Kramaric gets his goal on 74 minutes and the momentum completely swings, and then Grasula's own goal, that one's unfortunate. It pinballs around and just bounces off him and goes in. But he will have a part to play in later on as he scores the equaliser deep into added time on 95 minutes of play. But Croatia in the second half were a different Croatia to the first half. Croatia in the first half was like the team that played against Spain. Lethargic, second best, losing the 50-50s, sloppy, repetitive fouling, playing in front of the opposition, exposing themselves defensively, pushing their wing-backs forward but with no pace, so they're out of position, counter-attacks. They just did not look right. Albania, they put a shift in the first half, and it was showing in the second half in Hamburg. While there has been a lot of thunderstorms in continental Europe, weather for the most part is much like it is right here now, warm and sunny, high humidity. I think that's taken a massive toll on the Albanian players. They looked shattered midway through the second half when Croatia take the lead. But Grasula turns up and he scores a key equaliser. And then the last few minutes, it was literally like the first 5-10 minutes with Albania when they took the lead. It was very open. Croatia going down one end, Albania the other. Both sides wanting to get that crucial win. Although Albania have a far better goal difference than Croatia. They've only they can see. It's a difficult one because yes, Albania have conceded the same amount of goals, but their goal difference is better. And that third place positioning, I mean, Albania are going to be difficult for Spain. It's not a given, and of course Croatia are relying on Italy or Spain to lose basically in their game tomorrow. So Croatia have made things very difficult. They don't look like the side they once were. Albania have been good value. I have to admit, good value. They've been fun to watch. They've scored some great goals so far. They don't give up. Admittedly, they lost their way against Italy, and then unfortunately they couldn't get back into it. But today they lost their way a little bit, got back into it. They figured out at the end. Croatia, though, I'm concerned they're going to be one of the big nations failing to get out of the group stage. I fear. I cannot see them, with how they played in the first two games, beating a much younger, much more aggressive Italian side than them. So we'll see what happens. But that was a thrilling game in Hamburg. Sets us up nicely for Germany, Hungary, and Scotland, Switzerland later on. That was a fun game to watch, very entertaining. Albania can feel a little bit hard done by they didn't get the win, and Croatia, I mean, they blew that lead there when they could have ripped Albania to pieces in the second half. They gave them a 45-minute head start and a 1-goal head start, chasing the game. Croatia, concerned about them, but Albania have been good value for money, and it's good to see some of the underdogs really giving it a go in this tournament. This is a tournament that's had a few shocks already, but Croatia have been one of the disappointments for me so far. But there we go, the atmosphere again, fantastic. But there we go, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on the game in the comments section below, and I'll have some more content for you very, very soon.